a UX researcher is someone who is embedded in a larger product team, and we work with our product stakeholders, people like product managers, designers, and engineers throughout the product development process to make sure that we really have a good understanding of what should we build, who should we build it for, and how should we build it. And so throughout that product development process, we're using qualitative and quantitative data to determine what do our users really want and how can we build it in the right way for them. So on a day-to-day basis, I'm in meetings with my stakeholders, product managers, designers, engineers. We're looking at various studies that include things like surveys or qualitative interviews. Some of it is ethnographic field research where we go out and interview people on location, and we're really just trying to understand what should we build. And then if we're in the phase of trying to decide how to build it, I'll do usability studies with users in our lab or remotely over the phone or video call. And then from there, I'm just helping the teams to really develop user-centric products. And we're kind of working together on a day-to-day basis in a very collaborative way to do that with data. So my background's in psychology. I got my bachelor's degree in psychology and behavioral science from San Jose State. My initial plan was to go into neuroscience and conduct academic research. And so I actually worked in research labs at Stanford University for about 4 years and came to kind of realize that that work environment wasn't really conducive to what I wanted to get out of my day-to-day work life. So I decided to switch over. And when I discovered user experience research, it sounded like a really great fit for me because I already had research experience and I also had sort of just a personal passion for good visual design, so it felt like it was right up my alley. From there, I ended up getting a role as a UX researcher for an R&D team at a wearable tech startup called Basis Science. We were later bought by Intel. After that, I moved on to Google, where I ran a usability program for Google Play, and later led UX research for the Google Play commerce platform. And then from there, I went to Pinterest to help lead research on the partner side with our advertisers, working on the analytics page. And then from there, I ended up at Booking.com, where I currently am here in Amsterdam. And I help lead research for what we call our experiences track, which is basically all new strategic foundational research on anything outside of the hotel experience for our guests. Yeah, I'd say that the most fun is sort of two parts. One, it's that we really get to speak with our users on a regular basis. There are some incidences where you're working with an engineer who really never has the opportunity to be exposed directly to the user who they're building products for. But we, on the other hand, are exposed to them all the time and really get to hear firsthand what they think and what they need from us. Additionally, we get the opportunity to do a lot of field research. So that's us traveling all over the world in some instances to go and meet with users directly, see the culture that they live in, and what their day-to-day is like. And so that's giving me a lot of opportunities to travel all over the world. And as you can see, I've moved to Amsterdam as well to do this. So it's giving me a lot of opportunities to see things. So a designer is really focused on how the product is structured from a wireframing perspective. So what is that user journey? What is the flow that the user will walk through in whatever app or website they're working on? And then they'll also focus on actually designing the visual components behind that, versus a researcher who's more so focused on speaking with users to collect data to help drive those decisions behind what is that user journey and how well is that visual design designed in the sense of, is it usable? Can users navigate and complete what they want to do? Yeah, so there really isn't one direct career path for a user experience researcher. And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that there aren't a lot of programs to become researchers specific to UX in sort of colleges and institutions. So there isn't really a UX research major. So oftentimes people that become UX researchers come from a lot of different paths and backgrounds. One of the more common routes that I've seen is going from academic research to user experience research. And that primarily stems from having an existing research background. But I've also seen people come from an industrial design background or a business background. So it definitely varies. I think what happens a lot of the times is people will start working in one facet or one career, and they start to slowly determine what it is that they like or don't like about what they do. And then slowly that oftentimes leads them to saying, hey, it seems like UX research is something that I like to do. But it definitely helps if you have a background related to research of some sort, whether it's psychology, sociology, anthropology, whatever it might be. That definitely helps.